All right, I think we are on my first live chat. Look at that. Very cool. Um, Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this special occasion that we are celebrating. Cheers, everybody. 1,000 subscribers. I think 1,005 and counting now. Um, We did it. So, thank you, first of all, so much to all of you out there, all the new subscribers, and especially to all of you who've been with me the whole way. So many of you are, always commenting, leaving me your top fives every Friday. Just have been with me through thick and thin through all these years. And, thinking back to the start of this channel, which, gosh, was back in December of 2015 now, um, which I started at the time basically because I had just started a vinyl collection, started collecting records, and I thought, this is kind of silly just keeping these to myself. It'd be nice to be able to share my passion for these great albums in some way, whether it's old classics or new artists that I love. And so I was like, there's all these YouTube channels that are doing album reviews. Maybe I'll start doing that. And of course, that was really all I did in the beginning, kind of slow going. Cheers, cuz Holly Levita has joined us. Yes, let's celebrate indeed. Mm. So yes. Just was gonna be doing album reviews in the beginning, but then, it took me a while to learn how to do this, to not say so much, to try and do different things. And then eventually the accounting side of my brain clicked in, and I was like, maybe I should, since I'm always doing these lists, do top fives, doing top fives every Friday. And that really became the thing that kept this channel going and got a lot of people hooked in, hopefully more and more subscribers. But hey, mom's here. Hey, ma, top of the world. We did it. Cheers. Oh, so cool. This is awesome. So this is my very first live vid, and it's cool to do a live chat here. So yeah, anybody that's here, please feel free to send me some comments and any questions too. I'm open to any and all questions since we're live. But yeah, I just thought I would share a little bit about the origins of the channel, kind of what it's all about. One of the things that I set out to do from the get-go, even when I was doing album reviews, was I made a very conscious decision to not do any negative reviews because I felt like there's already so many of those out there. There's so many people that review like everything, but I decided to only focus on the stuff that I felt was great, or really good artists that need to be given a voice. I mean, there's so many great musicians out there that for whatever reason, maybe they don't have the right connections, maybe not the right time, but this could be another platform for some of those artists. And as a musician myself, or I should say, a musician that may be coming back out of retirement here a little bit, I can definitely relate to that. And I feel like too, when I was doing some podcast interviews a few years back, I could relate to some of these artists, and I might be bringing that back eventually too. But in the meantime, there's just so much great stuff coming up on the channel. As you know, we're always doing these top 100s. The next big countdown with Nathaniel is going to be starting next week on his channel. So if you have not yet subscribed to him, what are you waiting for? You should subscribe to him because his channel is great in its own right. He covers a lot more ground than I do. He does music and film, and he's at half my age. He's probably seen and listened to more than I have already. So insane, but. Yeah, we're going to be kicking off the top 100 albums of the 21st century here next week. And there will be some stuff on there that I don't like, and I will make it known what I don't enjoy. But A lot of great stuff as well. Hey, Daniel, what's up, man? Thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, the final list. Yeah, as I was saying, there's definitely going to be some stuff on there that I don't appreciate. As a matter of fact, something I listened to purposefully for the show this past week, uh, I really, really did not like at all. So I'm going to try and be gentle on it, but I may just sound like a grouchy old man on the show, which should be fun, should be entertaining. Oh, yeah, Grumpy John. That maybe that'll be the new name of the channel going forward. No, I won't walk out, I promise. I won't pull a Nathaniel, but I will make it known what I, really despise. But, there's a ton of great stuff too. Um, so top fives, continuing every Friday, of course. That's always been just so fun to do. And I think even when I eventually, get to current day, since we're always doing top fives of a year, I'm never going to run out. I mean, there's always material. There's so many artists to do. And that brings me to my next question for you guys that are watching right now. If anybody, has any ideas. I have not picked my top five for next week purposefully because I thought it might be fun for somebody to give me a recommendation or if I haven't done it yet, give me an idea of maybe an artist or somebody to do. There you go. Mumford and Sons. Great idea. Yeah, I haven't done them. So I think, yeah, I'm sealing the deal. Mumford and Sons. I'm doing it. Top 5 Mumford& and Sons songs. That's right, we were just talking about it, and they are fantastic, especially their debut album. Uh, I w I won't be surprised if my top 5 is all from Sigh No More, actually. It's very highly possible, because I haven't really gotten into their more recent stuff, but we'll see, right? We'll see. But yeah, Mumford& and Sons it is. Thank you, cuz. Mm. Cheers again. This is fun. So yeah, Johnny Radio. For those of you who don't know, also because I don't think I've ever said this on any of the videos before, but the origins of the name Johnny Radio. Of course, my name's John. When I was little, a lot of people called me Johnny. Uh, those of you commenting included, and back when I was about maybe 12 years old, 13, that's really when I started getting into music a lot. Of course, my mom, I have to give her a shout out on the fact that I probably wouldn't be so obsessed with music if it wasn't for her. It's your fault, mom. From an early age, you shared with me the best stuff, the Beatles, Stevie Wonder. And then, of course, when I was around that age, getting into the good new stuff, you were showing me all the great old stuff, Hendrix and Zeppelin. But but yeah, when I was around 12, I started making cassette tape mixtapes as we all did, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I would make these tapes and I would write on them Johnny Radio as if it was like my own radio station. Uh, Twisted Sister, yeah. My very first record, technically, I think. Um, I'm not ashamed. It's actually not that bad. But yeah, going back to the cassette tape mixes, and yeah, my mom and my dad would be the ones that I'd make them listen to my tapes in the car. And I think sometimes I may have even like pretended I was a DJ like in between songs. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, that's where the name originated actually. It's that old. And but yeah, thank you to both my parents for putting up with me and listening to all my stuff. Man, I actually remember like specific songs that would be on those tapes, like Summer of '91, you had, like, Crazy by Seal on there. It was always at the top of the charts on Johnny Radio. There was some Guns N' Roses, of course, coming later that year, some Nirvana, Pearl Jam, U2's Achtung Baby. But yeah, Uh, Man, 91, what a year. What a year to be alive. Mm. And speaking of that phrase, if you haven't checked out my latest hot track video, you got to check out a band called Love and their new song Infinite. Uh, One of the great lines from that song is "What a time to be alive," and it's one of those songs that just feels makes you feel like you can do anything. And I'm a little biased to it. There's a little bit of nepotism there. Uh, my stepson Ian Riley, he is the songwriter and kind of brainchild of that track, and the guitarist, among other instruments. And of course, Ryan Love does a great job on vocals. But check out a band called Love. And there's so many other great artists that, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there's just so much great stuff. You just kind of have to know how to look for it, and it's more difficult these days to really kind of sift through, even if you're on Spotify and you get notifications of new music and playlists and so forth. You got to be kind of diligent about it. And I am, like, every Friday, looking for what's new, what's being released. And still, you miss a lot of stuff. Like, um, I'm there's artists, uh gosh, like Pharoah Sanders' last jazz album before he passed away, Promises. I didn't hear about it until a few years after it happened, but now I'm so glad I did because it's one of the best things in the last 10 years. Yes, Cleveland Jones, another amazing artist and vocalist. Good point. Yeah, there's so many great people and stuff of the past. Like, I just recently did a review of Buena Vista Social Club, which I didn't know existed until like a year ago. And my God, what an amazing record. Um, Stuff that's on the wall behind me, my wall of perfect albums. For those of you who are not aware, these are all the albums I give a 10 out of 10 to. And one of those is the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, which came out in 1965. And I didn't hear about it until maybe less than 10 years ago. And it is my favorite album of all time. So, that's the magic of music. No matter how old it is, no matter how new it is. I just listened to the new Jason Isbell record, and I've never really listened to that much of his music, but oh my god, it's so good. Weather Vanes, check it out. It's probably going to be my album of the month for June. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for, of course, top 100 of the new millennium. Thank you, by the way, everybody who voted for that, because man, it was a mass undertaking this time. Especially, I think we had around 50 people that voted, and it was insane. It's all over the place. There's like over 1,400 albums on this list, but of course only 100 could make it. And I'm just going to tell you right now, there's a few that I'm really not happy about, that were high on my list that didn't make it, to give you a preview. But yeah, it should be cool. So so cheers again, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here tonight. I'm drinking a Argentinian Malbec, by the way. So hope you're having some kind of good beverage as well. Mm. So what else is going on, everybody? Anybody else have any questions for me while I'm here? I would like to say that it's just it's a really beautiful thing to be able to share your passion. Oh yeah, thank you for sharing your music knowledge with us. Oh, you're so sweet. No, I that's the thing. It's like, for music and for anything in life, I think, to continue learning, to never stop learning, is such a key. And my mother-in-law says that all the time, and she's a good person to learn from, an amazing lady. and want to give her a shout out as well. I think she's watching downstairs as we speak. So cheers to Mama. Cheers to my beautiful wife Katya. Um, yes, yeah, and you're absolutely right, Daniel. So many less heard of artists, and it's so hard to sometimes be able to like you feel like you want to help some of these people break through. And love you too, Mom. And yeah, artists like other. I mean, there's so many great local artists here in Atlanta that are yet to be discovered. Want to give a shout out as well to Dylan White, who I just did a review of his album this past month. Um, at artists like Please Please, who they've been around the Atlanta scene for a good while now, since like 2012, and through this channel, I've also had the opportunity to like kind of make friends with some of my favorite artists, local and afar, like Alan Epley from the Life and Times. Like dream come true to kind of have some interviews with these guys and pick their brains um, and just it's nice to be able to just tell a musician that you admire and appreciate them because everybody needs to hear that no matter who you are. um, Mark Broussard, yeah, another cheers to Mark Broussard. um, so many great musicians out there. And yeah, I haven't really talked a lot about my musical journey here on the channel, but for those of you who don't know, I was an aspiring musician in my early 20s and, released some music, actually, even most recently into the 2010s. And I may even put some of that on my when I get to the 2010s top five stuff. I'm really proud of some of that stuff, and I never made it, so to speak, in the music industry, but um, it's just a passion of mine that will never go away, and I'm just so glad that I found this outlet at kind of the perfect time in life when I was kind of closing that chapter and but wanting to just keep doing something music related. And this has been just an amazing outlet. And I just really appreciate this opportunity and the fact that we're at 1,000 now. I feel like it's just the beginning, really. But I don't take anything for granted, and I really appreciate. I think we're already at like 1,005 as of today, but um, gosh, we're just at the beginning of something great here. So hopefully, you guys continue to follow the channel. We're gonna keep it rocking. We're gonna keep it going. Um, I have some ideas for the future of the channel as well. Of course, I gotta also give a shout out to some great people on YouTube that I've had the opportunity to connect with through this whole process, like Kyle from Track by Track, who was gracious enough to let me kind of continue on with his Great 28 series. Um, Oh, hey, Denise, what's going on? So glad you can make it. Thank you for joining. Denise is one of my just best commenters every Friday, always sharing with me her top fives. So thank you so much for joining. But yeah, where was I? Oh, Kyle from Track by Track. Thank you so much, man, for uh, not just letting me do that, but also for your encouragement, for sharing it after I posted it. The Great 28 was really fun to do. It was a lot of work because daily content, but I'm hoping I may do the Great 28 album closers next February to pick up where that left off. And yeah, uh, this is so cool. I've never done this probably won't be the last live video I do either because this is really fun. But yeah, album closers, that should be a fun one as well. And who knows, maybe I'll do another Great 20. I have some other ideas for that in the future as well. So the future of the channel, as I said before, even if I run out of the years, we got plenty of artists, plenty of other kind of wild card top five ideas that we can play with. But it'll probably get even more interesting as the years go by here on the channel. But you know, now that I think of it, that it's been, gosh, like almost 8 years that this channel has existed. Um, again, feels like we're just getting started. So, um, thank you so much. Oh, there's my Kati. I love you, honey. Um, yeah, we got a long way to go, guys. So, I know I'm kind of rambling here, and but I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. I did want to also mention some of the other YouTubers. Of course, I already mentioned Nathaniel, who as you know, I love that dude, and we're gonna go on to do hopefully some more stuff in the future after this next top 100. But yes, Vivo Vinyl, absolutely. Um, so, and then there's the dude in Grimm from Scratch a Track. Some other guests that we've had on some of those episodes. It's just a blast, like connecting with people that have such a passion and a heart for music. Um, my favorite part of doing the channel, man, if I had to pick one thing that's my favorite, that's tough. I think it's really like, if I'm gonna be honest, it's selfishly, as I said before, it's like it's been my outlet, like my way of channeling that passion for music that as I stated before is kind of like I almost kind of semi-retired from playing music a while back, like back in around 2015. And so this has been just my way to get that out. It's like a release, and it's been awesome. It's like it's always been fun. It has been fun from day one, and I hope it's been as fun for you guys as it has been for me, 'cause, it's just been, uh, an absolute joy to do. I never get tired of it. I hope that, I can do more of it. As it's hard to find the time, like, when you have a full-time job. 2 videos a week is kind of my max, it feels like at this point, but maybe down the road we'll be able to do more than that. So rambling like Steve. What part of US am I from? I am originally, um, so kind of like in between Athens, Atlanta, two of the greatest music cities in the world, in my opinion. Um, So yes, that's where I'm from. Yeah, Denise, if I remember correctly, you are from Brazil, right? Um, which is very cool to me. I love when I'm also travel is a huge part of my life and another passion of mine. My wife is from Ecuador, so familiar with South America. We haven't been to Brazil yet, um, but yeah, been to some places in Europe. And I think that, you know, having an open mind with music and having an open mind with travel as well, they kind of coincide. There's, great Brick Steves, of course, I love, but also Joseph Rosendo. I don't know if you guys watch any of those travel shows, but he always ends his show with a great quote by Mark Twain, which I think I'm gonna butcher it, I'm sure, but it's travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow mindedness. Yeah, I got it. Thank you, Joseph Rosendo. Cheers. Oh, wow. I didn't know that you went to Brazil in the 90s. That's so cool, Holly. Yeah. And and yeah, I'm learning Spanish a little bit as I go. I need to practice more. Uh, Rick Steves. Cheers to Rick Steves. Mm. And while we're on that note, Argentinian Malbec. It's fantastic. So so cool. People are being connected as we speak in the chat. So this is great. And yeah, let's keep the celebration going, shall we? There's nothing like Argentinian Malbec. So guys, I definitely I could talk forever, but I'm probably going to cut this in a couple minutes, but I just want to say again for the record, um, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This this whole journey has been just an amazing experience. I've learned so much. I feel like I've grown as a person in doing this, getting out of my shell a little bit in some ways, becoming better at public speaking, I guess you could say. Also, just learned so much great music from you guys and from other collaborators. It's just the best. So thank you again, everybody. Cheers, salud, and peace, love, happiness to all. And let's keep this thing going. Love you guys. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.